Hi Cancers, it's Cherry Enchantress. So here I am again. I don't know if you've been watching these monthly, but I started this Twin Flame series in May where I compare the masculine and the feminine's feelings, thoughts, hopes and fears, and actions monthly. And it's kind of shows the progression of this journey. Some of you may have come into union already, and so this is either a little glitch that you can work out. It could be a reunion situation, however you want to see it. But there's also a lot of new couples out there that are finally getting to see the beginnings of their process here and what's going to happen in their journey. So every month I choose a different decks to kind of match up. So this month I have the Wizards Tarot for the masculine, and then I have the Witches Tarot for the feminine here. And male, female, masculine, feminine is not always the same thing, so you can choose either side and a mix of both if you feel like it. We are focusing on Cancer, and this month I've decided to put a focus on your moon sign, but definitely if you're Cancer sun, this applies. This applies to Cancer sun, moon, rising, or any other placement. But this could be a specific message for you. A personal issue reaches conclusion, and maybe you also have some kind of family situation that's going to have a positive outcome. You and your family are safe now. So if you have any very strong Cancer placements in your chart, Cancer is very dominant as far as when it comes to familial things. So you might find some of that in this reading for you, whether you're a Cancer sun or not, or moon. You know, a lot of you will stumble upon this reading just because and out of the blue, and it's meant for you, okay? So you can approach it that way too. I already have Aries, Taurus, and Gemini out, and so those could be part of your chart, but if they're not, you can still watch them. You just never know where you're going to find your messages, right? So we're going to start with the romance angels on the masculine side to see what is the general atmosphere here for the divine masculine in the month of October. Cancer, moon, sun, rising, or other placements. Forgiving and learning. This does feel sort of like familial. As you release and heal the pain of the past, you experience more love in your present moments. This could be a variety of things. It could be, this personal relationship that you have to heal. It could be other relationships you have to heal, other wounds that are surfacing that are starting to heal. And it could be things that, mother wounds, father wounds too as well. That's a lot of healing is going on here, so that's really good. That is definitely part of the twin flame journey, is healing. Let's see now for the divine feminine. What is the general message for the divine feminine? And really, before the union or reunion, if you can get to that healing part, you have done amazing. And Mercury retrograde might be a good time for healing. It's a very reflective phase in our lives that we can take some time. Very nice. So I feel like it's Gemini also that had the natural evolution, or maybe it was Taurus, but you go with the flow and let the situation unfold naturally for Cancer feminines out there. All right, so that's very good too. Going with the flow, it sounds maybe easier than it is for a lot of us, even as feminines, we're more a little bit easygoing and submissive and receptive naturally as feminines. We do still tend to want to have control of things and make something happen instead of let something happen, but the making something happen, you have power of that, but it's more of a spiritual thing, so instead of using too much force and trying to dominate a situation, use your feminine energy to attract it. And also, you're a co-conspiring with the universe. The universe also has a set of plans that there, you know, where you might not know what the higher good is, the universe does. So that's where the flow comes in. You may have this set of agenda in your mind, but the universe is saying, okay, we hear you, what you want, what you truly want deep down inside, but we're going to help you get there in the most beautiful way, you know, that's right for you. And so that's how we create with universe, right? How we make our dreams. So it doesn't always appear like our dreams are coming true because that's not what I ordered. This is not what I want, you know, but it actually is what you ordered. It just looks different than what you expected. Let's go to the masculine side and see what the, what is the divine masculines, what are they feeling? Feels. This is such a feels reading this month because of focusing on the moon, focusing on this time of the month, that's Libra turning into Scorpio. And yeah, so okay, the masculine is feeling Page of Swords. Okay, so there could be some the sun signs here could be air signs like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And it's funny because swords is thinking energy, thoughts. So pages of swords don't necessarily, maybe they're having trouble getting into their feels because they rely too much on their logic and their ability to process things. But this masculine here, it could be a student of sorts, an actual student, or be learning something new. They're very curious, enthusiastic. Could be a young person, or you could be new to this twin flame journey. They're a bit inexperienced, and so sometimes this inexperienced person may rely on the logic instead of the intuition to seek out, you know, to figure out what this is. You know, you're putting labels. You might let your ego take charge of the situation, but there is some good to this, you know, with that curious mind wanting to learn more. That's what sparks this journey to learning more about the other parts of your mind and your spirit and everything else. So there's a lot there. This is good though. The feels here are in the communication. Maybe they're feeling like they should talk, you know, they should communicate more. And learn more and understand more what's going on. Like maybe there could be a bit of wanting to challenge and debate, but there could also be this willingness to listen to the experts and just to be open-minded. So that's good in the feelings, you know, like the feelings like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a chance. I'm going to listen and let's discuss. All right, so let's see now, what are the feelings towards the masculine, or towards the relationship, or towards herself, the divine feminine. I'm going to use pronouns he, she, his, hers, just because it simplifies things, but definitely ignore that if that doesn't resonate. So divine feminine, what is she feeling in the month of October? The Ace of Swords. Interesting. Very close. Very similar energy here. The Ace of Swords is definitely an epiphany. Like, she is thinking, yes, I get it. I get it. It's like an aha moment, you know. I'm understanding something. So it's funny because there's a little debate out there. Well, maybe not with, there was only a debate with one particular person that I knew, but I used to believe that your feelings create your thoughts. But some people think it's the other way around. Your thoughts create your feelings. And so when you see feelings and thoughts together, or when you see a thought in the feelings category, it makes you wonder, well, which came first, the chicken or the egg, the feelings or the thoughts? Because I feel like, all right, so, you know, so let's just take, I'm not going to use any particular example, but I'm going to say in a general sense, like if you know that you're going to feel a certain way once a month or whatever, then, you know, that is definitely your thinking mind, because this is a habit. It's like your thinking mind is your ego. What happened the day before is what's going to happen today. This is what you think is going to happen. And then when circumstances happen, then you feel them. That's, I guess, one way of looking at it. But I feel like sometimes things just happen out of the blue and you react to them. And that to me is the feeling. And then the thoughts come after the feelings to me. So it's a little, I feel like it's a little bit of both. And I think it also depends on the situation. But in a general sense, I feel like the Divine Feminine is feeling really good. You know, she's feeling like there's some success, you know, here. Maybe she's getting the Divine Masculine to see her point of view and she's feeling successful. There's an awareness, there's a victory, there's determination, there's taking action, there's a clear perception, you know. And then it's feeling like I'm getting closer to God, almost like I'm feeling like now I feel like a co-creator. I feel like my thoughts are in line with the universe's plan for me. So that's really, really good. And that's the element of air too on that side. So definitely going to be, there could be a lot of air people here with, you know, air placements. Let's see now, what are the Divine Masculine's thoughts? All right, so if that's the feelings, I wonder what the thoughts are. What are the Divine Masculine's thoughts towards his feminine or himself or the relationship in the month of October? Cancer, moon, sun, rising, and other placements. Okay, oh, I like it. We've got the Hierophant. I've got a few other ones. Wow. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to read all of them, but we're going to say the Hierophant is the main position in the thoughts. The Hierophant's awesome because the Hierophant is teacher. The teacher, it's almost like teacher and student. This Cancer masculine over here is really going through some learning. And this could actually be a literal student in school or something, but even if not, you know, there's all kinds of learning we can do these days, you know, with this amazing ability to search the World Wide Web. There's going to be a lot of false things out there, but you will know the truth when it rings like a bell. And the Hierophant is kind of that example, because the Hierophant is not just logical. The Hierophant is enlightened. The Hierophant uses their intuition. They use a combination of logic and intuition, so they have this really good balance of things. They're a little bit more on the traditional side when it comes to rituals and using ceremony and things like that to bring about. It's almost like an equation, an alchemical spell to bring about their magic, you know, a little magician-like. But at the same time, you know, it's almost like there's certain steps you have to take to get to what you want, where maybe the feminine might be more looser idea, thinking, no, it's almost, this is what I kind of feel like in, let's say, like in Harry Potter. Sorry to break away a little bit, but in Harry Potter, they have wands, right? And the wands, they say some kind of spell, you know, aloha mora, whatever, and they wave their little wand around. Well, that's what the Hierophant or the magician would do. They have their tools, right? They have a ritual, they have a ceremony, they have a certain set of words. What let's say the feminine would do, the high priestess, or other, the star, let's say, or any of the other feminine signs, they wouldn't need the wand, they wouldn't need the spells, they wouldn't even, all they have to do is think it, and there it is. So it's almost like, you know, bypassing these things. But it's okay to use the tools. If the tools are aids or help you or assist you, or the ceremony helps you, or the rituals help you, it's a good thing to have those in place. And so there could be like lessons in learning about these. So I feel like, okay, so the masculine here is thinking, there's a lot I have to teach and show people, or there's a lot I have to learn. And look, you have the Ace of Wands. So with the aces, there's a lot of newness here. This, I feel like I tapped in when we first started this reading, that there is a lot of new people here beginning their twin flame journey. So this is interesting that I tapped in on that. This is just a new phase, but there's a lot of newness. There's enthusiasm and excitement, and yeah. And then the Seven of Wands is really cool too. It's like, it's this desire to, now you have a certain belief system and you want to defend it, and you want to, you know, tell people like, yes, this is, maybe thinking this is the truth, but this may be just your truth, you know, just so remember the difference, because truth can, certain things can change with evolution and time. And so, you know, there is a flexibility here though. There is a flexibility with the air, but with the Hierophant there might not be as much flexibility, because Hierophant represents Taurus, and that's another thing. There could be some Cancer Taurus combinations out there in your chart, or you know, or you're connecting with the Taurus. Okay, so let's see what the Divine Feminine, oh, I'm gonna move this right there. What is the Divine Feminine thinking in the month of October towards her Divine Masculine and the relationship and herself? Ooh, she's nice. Okay, Nine of Pentacles is awesome. This is the Sitting Pretty card. She is feeling good about herself. Very nice. We had the Empress come out. I think it was in Gemini, but when, you know, the Empress is like, the Nine of Pentacles is like mini Empress, you know, she's very connected to nature and to earth. She's connected to her surroundings, but there is even a bit more of affluence and luxury here. Like she's feeling like, I feel like in October, if she hasn't felt it before, she is definitely going to feel a little richer, a little fancier, a little glow-uppy, you know. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, wow, nice. Because maybe she's feeling very skilled and good at what she does. The 8 turning into the 9, you know, there's this growth, there is achievements. Very nice. She's, yeah, this is like real attention to detail, meticulous. She is also, you know, learning and studying. And so the masculine and feminine are really similar on either side. Their approaches might be slightly different, but they're basically the energies of Cancer are very similar on both sides. A very student feeling. There's epiphanies here. There's just feeling good about themselves for the feminine. So I like that. Her thoughts are, maybe her thoughts are kind of like, if I keep working hard, then I will achieve these goals that I've set out to achieve. And, you know, in every area of my life, whether it's career, my life path, which is both also connected to my love path as well with my relationship. So let's see, what are the Divine Masculine's hopes in the month of October towards his feminine or himself or the relationship? Hopes are, or fears. Hopes and fears. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. We start off, maybe these are a bit fears. Like, see how he's like, I don't want people to think that I'm cheating, that it's interesting that he's carrying books instead of swords, right? And this is all about knowledge and learning. And so maybe his fears are having to do with people finding out he doesn't know quite as much as he lets on, you know, or that he's more the student than the teacher, or something like that. But he wants to prove himself, and he wants people to believe who he really is. So, and yeah, the secret here is that he has to take home a lot to study, and because he really doesn't feel quite as sure of his knowledge as he makes himself out to. But I think there's good news here, because look, we have the Four of Swords, there's meditation. So maybe the secret here is, I may look all logic and all like, you know, more of the psychologist and the philosopher, but I'm actually really more of the psychic and the intuitive, you know. And maybe there's a part of them that they have to hide from the world, you know, maybe because they're in a certain position that they actually believe more in the occult than they're letting on. But yeah, but at night, this is what I do. I study. There could also be a psychic connection with the divine feminine here. Like, I feel you, I see you. They're in each other's dreams. She is like a sleeping beauty to him, and he wants to awaken her. That's really nice too. His hopes are to awaken her. And look, we have the Four of Wands. This is a very unusual Four of Wands, but this is, you know, the twin flame card. So the hopes here is that he can break through this barrier. Like, maybe he's trying to figure out all this twin flame relationship. How does it work? How do I get to her? How do we connect? What is union? What's reunion? What do we do here? How do we, like, I'm going to read books. I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm going to research this to death and figure out, how do I connect with my feminine, because I want her so badly. I see her. She's there. It almost reminds me a little bit of Somewhere in Time, where Christopher Reeve sees that portrait of the lady, and he's like, I know her, I want to be with her, I'm gonna die if I can't be with her. And then he figures out through research how to travel through time to be with her. So it's kind of something like this kind of essence of wanting to break through these barriers to get to her. It's like, nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to unite with my twin flame. We're going to figure this out, how to be together, and I'm going to research this like crazy. All right, so that's good. So his hopes are to figure out how to get to his divine feminine. All right, let's see what the hopes are for the divine feminine towards her divine masculine, or the relationship, or herself in the month of October. It's very mysterious too. I love these Halloween vibes, because this is the next festival. Samhain is an amazing time. It's like these veils come down, and all this, you can do so much in this period of time. Very mysterious, very mystical. This is one of the greatest portals opening up at the end of the month. But you have to be very careful, because it's serious, serious stuff here. All right, let's see. What is the divine feminine hoping for? Or maybe what are her fears? Fears keep coming out for the feminine in the other signs. Okay, what? What? See? She got the Four of Wands as well. Oh my gosh, they are so mirrored. So the divine feminine has more of this traditional twin flame image, with the four pillars make the 1111 sign the twin flame. And the first message probably is that it's a celebration. It represents like a party, or like a wedding reception, things like that. Look at the little kitty. But the message that has always come out for years now for me is this 1111 symbol, the twin flame symbol. And so I feel like it's funny, because he's trying to break through using some kind of magic to figure out the whole twin flame situation and how to get to her. But she's already, like, she's sitting pretty. She already knows. The feminine already knows what it's all about. She knows how it works, and she knows that it's about manifesting, and the union will happen once the healing has been completed, or at least a significant portion of the healing's been completed. And that's going to be real important for both sides here. Okay, wow, interesting. So let's see what the divine masculine's actions are going to be. Like, is he going to break that through the portal? Is he going to get to his feminine? Oh, very nice. So the page turns into the king. He levels up quite a bit. So yes, he is still in his logic mind, but he is definitely leveling up. He is now more creative, more crafty, more intelligent, more spiritually connected, and maybe he has a plan. I feel like the King of Swords has some kind of plan, but he's still very guarded against the rest of the world that doesn't understand his plan. So he might not tell too many people what his plans are. What are your actions? I'm not saying, but I think I've come up with an idea how to break through and to get to my divine feminine. All right. Let's see what the divine feminine's I was just going to say action is towards your divine masculine in the month of October, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Very nice. The Ace of Pentacles is setting a firm foundation. She's not budging. She's like, I know who my twin flame is. I know what I want. I know how to get there. It's, you know, there's a bit of, you know, going with the flow, of course. There's going to be downs and there's going to be ups, but I have a greater goal here, and I'm committed to this. She's committed to this, and he might be using he's a little craftier. He's a little using things maybe a little too, maybe occult, he's grasping at different areas, but I feel like in a general sense he will, you know, his hierophant self will shine through. The balance of logic and intuition will reign for him, and you know, and yeah, I think he'll get there. And the feminine is steady and stable, and just, she is total in an attraction mode here. Like, I'm attracting you. You're coming towards me. I feel it. I feel it. All right, let's see what your charms have to say. I think it's funny that Spot came out because he's exactly this guy. He's all logical. What does he say? Live long and prosper. He's all about the logical mind. But you know, as if you watch Star Trek and you notice the character, how like maybe he's stiff, he is, and maybe he's just, and you just want to say, you know, feel something, show some emotion. Oh yeah. Just because he's not showing it on his face doesn't mean he doesn't feel it. It's very, you know, the Cancer does have like a very crusty exterior but a soft interior, and some of you may actually be different sun signs but have that moon Cancer, and that represents to me that the emotions, the moods, the feelings, the love is very sweet, but there is a lot of intellectual, intelligent, logic minded stuff going on here. All right, and then we have, okay, let's get all of these guys. We have Archangel Gabriel. There's like some kind of announcement, some kind of awakening. Very good. Ooh, we got some girls and guys here. We've got Anna, and we have Lieutenant Destin Mateus. So interesting couple here. You know, they this is like, Anna is just very open and loving and trusting, and Lieutenant Destin Mateus is very protective, and he's very hierophant type, very in his power of protection. We have the Texas Theater Under the Stars, so there could be literal watching, you know, theater, or there could be something having to do with stars, something having to do with Texas, something having to do with these letter tuts, you know, initials or something there for you guys. We have Kiss, Good, Why. Look, you guys, you got the Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. Now, all it takes to fly. These are the ingredients to fly, okay? And these represent, to me, also the path to manifesting that which you desire. So like The Secret, there's certain steps you have to take to reach whatever you wish for in The Secret, or in manifesting and the law of attraction. But I decided to simplify it by saying the faith is believing that which you can't see, prove, or anything, and that could be where, you know, he's stuck initially, and then he gets past that. The trust is giving it up to the universe, and that's hard because that means letting go of control and trusting that the universe will provide. And then the pixie dust is coming in with this magic, with these opportunities, these portals, these guides, this divine timing, whatever it is a certain magic element that brings you guys together. So just be on the lookout for that, because you're about to achieve it. You're about to achieve the faith, trust, and pixie dust. And then you have love here. Oh, this is November love. So maybe not in October, but the process begins in October, and you'll get it in November. The reason why it's November love is because it used to have a citron in it, which is for November birthdays, and my birthday's in November. We also have here we have Saint Anne, she is represents, she's Jesus' grandmother and represents Christ consciousness. So that could also be the Hierophant. The Hierophant could be like, well, I was raised Christian, but you know, I'm very attracted to the occult and all these things that we talk about here. It's okay to have both, you know, it's okay. Like, use whatever resources from all religions, all areas. That's what the High Priestess does. She doesn't focus on one particular religion as the be all end all. She pulls from all the different resources that she can get. Then we have the dragonfly, which is your ancestors calling to you. We have the the dinosaur, which to me represents like sometimes an age difference, an age gap in partners here. Also, the dinosaur could represent like knowing each other for a very, very long time, like thousands of years, this feeling of I've known you for forever. And then we have the Holy Grail of love. This is an overwhelming overabundance of love here. We also have the pound sign, which can represent like an emphasis on something. It could also represent hashtags, which it's funny because, all right, I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but in this music app that I like, you might want to join me on Smule and sing with me. And you know, a lot of places you in the comment section you put hashtag whatever. It took me a little while to figure out what hashtags was about. Sometimes it's just in reference, you know, it's a word that's in reference that helps you easily search for what you're looking for. But it can also be sort of a side, you know, it can kind of be like an under the breath or a side thing that you say to somebody that certain people would get, almost like an inside joke, right? So I'm kind of guessing that this could be like an inside joke. But I had put hashtag blah blah blah, and somebody's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, the reason why it's in hashtag is people that know what it means, and people who don't. And it's like, it's not one of those things that you explain. It's like, I'm explaining a hashtag to you. That's weird. But anyway, so like, you know, sometimes there's a little bit disconnect when it comes to modern things, modern communication. You might run up against that with this logical guy, or the logical guy might run up against it with his feminine, maybe, who knows. But anyway, hashtag sparkles of light. Comment down below if you know what that means. Hashtag SOL. Yes, my sparkles of light. Anyway, yeah, so you tell me your hashtag stories, like how do people get confused and wonder what that means? Or your pound, like also pound could be like pound, put in a number to get in a gate or whatever, like codes and things like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. I feel like the masculine Cancer over here has a little bit like a Methodist madness. He's always not completely straightforward, direct, but that makes sense for the crab, because when crabs move, they move side to side to side to side. They won't be very direct, so expect that. If you're cross-watching for your Cancer male, yeah, expect a sort of side-to-side movement here, but they have a good method. They're coming around. They're really learning quite a bit. The feminines over here are pretty much with it, and they're in total receptive mode and really attracting things very nicely. Things look like they're coming around soon. So hope you like that. Thumbs up if you like that. Like I said, comment below. I love to hear your comments. And I'm going to move on to the other readings. Oh God, I overscheduled myself today, but I'm going to see what I can do. And tonight I should be going live. If I don't, you know, if I have time, if everything works out, you know, Dios, si Dios quiere, you know, that God willing. Anyway, see you guys later. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.